Through Christ, all of creation has come into being and bears the imprint of the Creator. Hence, all is holy. Our innate connection with the created world has been severed, leading to brokenness and illness everywhere, politically, spiritually, environmentally. It is our moral and evolutionary responsibility to reclaim our awareness of the holiness of all, reestablish our connectedness, and be about healing ourselves and our planet. We are called to realign our relationships to reduce isolation from one another. In doing so, we can realize our shared abundance. We are also called to decrease our environmentally damaging consumerism and culture of disposability. Reconciliation with creation isn't simply about caring for the environment, seeing that carbon emissions are up and wanting to reach out to family, friends, and politicians so that they care about the environment. It's not about whether you buy bottled water when our tap water is clean and safe to drink. It's not a mantra, reduce, reuse, recycle, though that's not a bad one to have. Yes, these are important things to think of, but there's a bigger reason to talk about living in harmony with the world God created for us. There are actions to take so that we can live in harmony with each other and with nature. Ultimately, the pollution of our earth is mostly created by people of privilege. We live in modern industrial countries, but we are seldom affected directly by the waste and pollution that come from our actions. Instead, the most vulnerable people, cultures, and nations are. In harming them, the value of our connections with those we personally know and care for is diminished. So where do we go from here? Some questions I ask myself when I think about reconciliation with creation are, how do I live in harmony with the resources God has provided? How do I protect the world He created for us all? In the spirit of Ignatian spirituality, I ask, does this purchase or action add value to my life? How do my actions or decisions relating to material goods or pollution bring me closer to God or farther from God? Another question as we consider how to proceed with our desire to be in communion with the earth: what attachments prevent me from living in communion with my fellow humans, nature, and our common home? For me, when I think about consumerism and our culture of disposability, Jesus' encounter with the young rich man comes to mind. While we aren't necessarily called to give up every material possession, we can be called to be more mindful. That said, our relationship with creation can't be extricated from environmental concern, and there are habits that we must break and seek to change in ourselves and others. But why all this matters is that the call to care for our common home is a call to care for our fellow humans and other living creatures. God's love is abundant, but the resources He has provided to us are limited.